7-OH, in my opinion, is more dangerous than what fentanyl is. And it's my unpopular opinion, but the reason it is more dangerous than what fentanyl is in my mindset is if you're an addict and you get fentanyl, you know what you have, you know what you're using, you're going for that high versus 7-OH, you're going into a gas station, buying a blue Raz tab that's 100 milligrams of, extra super kratom pain reliever, thinking it's all natural, dropping that, and all of a sudden you're addicted and you had no desire. You may have never touched a needle, touched a drug before in your life, and you're using something that's just sold at a gas station. That should be safe, right? And now you're addicted. That's to me why it is more dangerous than what fentanyl is. The scariest thing about 7-OH is that it can actually kill you. When it comes to fentanyl is a synthetic opioid. Everybody knows exactly what fentanyl is nowadays. I mean, you can smoke it, you can snort it. I mean, it gets cut into a lot of different things. There's a lot of ODs, a lot of deaths from fentanyl. What fentanyl does is it covers over your brain receptors that monitor carbon dioxide in your lungs and in your bloodstream, and you suffocate, you snore and pass out, go to sleep, you die. It does produce a lot of dopamine. It is a very numbing feeling. Now, 7-O you can buy in gas stations. It is illegal now in a couple different states. What 7-OH is it is hydromitochondria. It's the easiest way I can say it. I have very bad pronunciation when it comes to this. It's the alkaline in kratom. So kratom is a tea leaf in Southeast Asia. There's white kratom, green kratom, red kratom, usually put into a powder. You can drink it. What it does is it does bond to your opioid receptors and pain receptors, so it does distort how you feel pain, and it is a pain reliever. Some people use it as pain management. The challenge with it, though, is that it does bond to your brain receptors, so there is this addiction side to it where you do go through withdrawals. I have went through withdrawals. If you go back to my videos in 2020, you'll see that I did white kratom, red kratom, and green kratom and vlogged my experiences with them. Now, what you've done, though, is red kratom gave me some withdrawals. You've taken the extract, you've taken the kratom, and I will put it this way. It's the easiest way to explain it is like you have weed, which is a bud, or you have wax, which is just the potent THC. Well, 7-O is the potent kratom. So sell this now all of a sudden is these tabs, and they're marketed extremely well. They're flavored, fun packaging. People know what these are. The people who did this know what it is. This is not even kratom, because this is essentially the potent side of kratom. To give you an idea how addictive this is, by weight, it is 10 to 15 times more addictive than heroin or morphine. Not high, but addiction side by weight. So ounce for ounce, this is 10 to 15 times more addictive than heroin or morphine is. When you take 7-O, it's going to take away some of the pain. It does hit those different pain receptors. It does block how your body feels pain. The problem is because of the potency of it and what it has done is your brain will accept it right away and you can become hooked after one. That is the biggest, scariest thing, is because fentanyl, you're not going to go in a gas station and buy fentanyl. Now, there are a lot of gas stations out there. You can probably buy it in the parking lot. Let's call it what it is. But you're going into a gas station, checking out. I live in Idaho. Checking out at a cash register, and I look over and I see these flavorful tabs that are marketed as like natural pain relievers with kratom, give you more energy. Why not, dude? It's natural. It's in a gas station. It has to be safe, right? No. And that's the thing I don't think people realize is how many dangerous things are sold in a gas station. And I'm not talking alcohol or nicotine. I'm talking tenaneptine, which is gas station heroin, to 7-O, to kratom, to all those weight loss pills, caffeine pills. None of those are tested by anybody. You don't know what you're putting into your body. And that's where 7-O really took off. And a lot of people got hooked to this stuff extremely quick. The feel free even. When it comes to kratom, there's amazing lobbyists for it. Kratom will probably always be legal because there's a lot of money in that. And there's parts of it I do agree with. The parts with kratom I agree with is that, yes, you can't OD and die from it. You'd vomit it back up. Your body's going to reject it. 7-O, though, because of the potency of it, it can still interact actually now the same way that heroin does or opiates do, where it does cover over brain receptors. And essentially you kind of have to be like Narcan back to life because you don't breathe. So you can OD and die on it because it is that powerful. And it's not giving you this massive high. Like people who are taking 7.0, it's not like a heroin addict, man. If you've seen heroin addicts, they might be energetic the first couple times they shoot up, but a longer using heroin addict, they're just gonna kind of be out, dude. And that's not what somebody on 7.0 looks like. They're not out. Like they're functioning just fine. But what it's done to their brain, I mean, they're going to go through these massive withdrawals. And I watch people go through massive withdrawals. I watch people get into rehab to go through these withdrawals because they are so gnarly. I've had people that I know that have gotten on Suboxone, which is a MAT program, medically assisted treatment to get off of 7.0 because it's so potent. And I don't judge addicts because withdrawals are different for everybody. I've been there before, man. And withdrawals are gnarly. They're scary. They suck. They're horrible. And even I shared with the red kratom withdrawals that I went through back in 2020. I went through a small period in time where I had to go on a work trip that I was contemplating, you know what, how about I just go get more red kratom and I'll try this again then when I get home. And I realized that no, that's actually an addict's mindset. I have to do this. People who've never been through addiction before don't understand what's going on. That's the scary part. And again, also why I share. If you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, hit the like and subscribe button. Comment your experience down below. Again, I share for educational purposes only because ultimately you can get sober. You just have to want to. You have to fight for it. It's different for everybody. Whether it's going into rehab, inpatient treatment, or outpatient treatment, make sure that there is a detox. Make sure that there is therapy. Make sure that there is a 2 beds to every therapist. Make sure that there is coping tools provided for you, a plan provided for you, a community. Like there's a whole program. Refine Recovery is amazing. I have them down below. When it comes to apps, download Sunflower Sober. That's the best one by far. You have 24-hour AI sponsored support. You have a community that you can talk with others in. There's journaling, there's resources, there's tools. There's so much in there that you can actually get sober and stay sober just with the app. Go to an AA meeting, an NA meeting, an Al-Anon meeting. Go to these different meetings. Be around other addicts. Listen to other stories. Just know that you're not alone and find that support group. Going to a doctor, a psychiatrist, a therapist, getting on the right meds. Sometimes we're self-medicating. Sometimes we need to be medicated. Who knows? But find what works for you and don't give up. For the one out there going through it, I believe in you. It is a process. It is a fight, but you are worth it.